welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and if you are new here, hello, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing for lots more diamond painting content. And if you're back, as always, welcome back. Today I am here with my weekly WIP and Chat, and WIP stands for Work in Progress. Chat just means we're going to be sitting down and crafting and chatting a little bit today for around an hour. So feel free to pull out a project if you like to work alongside of me, or, you know, some people will treat this like a podcast or whatever I'm keeping you company with as you're doing today. I just hope you're having a good one and looking forward to spending some time with you all. Let me give you a rundown of what I'm going to be working on and with today, and you'll find everything linked below in the description box of this video. So first I'm going to be working on the kit A Mermaid's Bath from Jaded Gem Shop. This is the original artwork. The artist is Toshia-san, and this is the pixel charted version of this kit, which means it has some more hand rendering, a significant amount of hand rendering actually done to it, and is part of a comparison project series that I am currently working on, and I'll be sharing a little update with you about that here in just a little bit. The pen I'm going to be using is from Enabler's Outpost. This was a custom that I had ordered a little while back and opened in a recent small shop haul. This tray is from Munimade. It is the large size of the springtime set that she has been releasing, and I believe is going to be releasing a couple more weeks during the month of June, actually. You can follow her socials to get the most up-to-date information on that, but it's really cute. So I thought we could use this one today, also from a recent small shop haul. And then in my single placer, I'm going to be using Naturama's Mud, and my friend Lindsay gave this to me this past weekend. This is funny, lilac, because I got nothing. The owner sometimes just writes really casually on the stickers of these, but I absolutely love this in my single placer. It's one of my go-tos. And then in my multi-placer, I like to use putty. You can use wax, but I like to use putty. And I'm going to be using Randa's Crafty Corner in the scent Cucumber Melon. I didn't grab a minder today. I just kind of grabbed what was nearby and easy because depending on when you're watching this and when you get the notification, you may see that this is going up a little bit later in the day than it usually does. That's because I was out of town over the weekend. I just flew back in town yesterday. That's Sunday afternoon. And guys, I was beyond wiped out in the evening and needed to go to bed early. And I just thought, you know, I'll either have my weekly WIP and Chat go up a day late on Tuesday, or maybe if it works with my husband's work schedule, because he works from home and often has work calls in kind of our downstairs area. We live in a small space, and so it doesn't always work out for me to be able to film during the middle of the day. Wow, this putty got butchered from where it was packed in that little suitcase. I don't know what this little divot is. This is not normally how this putty looks. But yes, this is the one that traveled with me on my trip. We'll go from this side. Anyway, I just thought if it happens to work with my husband's work call schedule, maybe I'll try to film during the day, and if I'm, you know, feeling up to it. As it turns out, I am. So hello, how are you today? I hope that you're doing very, very well and that your week has been off to a great start so far. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to come and join you bright and early on this Monday morning, but you guys, I have the best viewers and subscribers. You're always so incredibly kind and gracious, and I really appreciate that about you. So thank you for always being so understanding and reminding me to, like, it's okay if I need to rest, if I need to sleep. But I really enjoy getting to do these weekly WIP and Chats with you guys. So yeah, I had a very exciting weekend that I'm looking forward to sharing more about. First, I thought I would talk a little bit about this project and how it's going, and some other projects I've been working on diamond painting wise. First, I'm just trying to get this putty loaded up. I wonder if there's a way I can maybe try to roll and flatten that back out, because that was kind of a pain to load. That poor scent, and I love cucumber melon, so I don't want to just toss it. But yeah, so it's currently, it's Monday. It's right around lunchtime. So I'm going to film this and try to get it edited and uploaded for you here pretty quickly so that you'll still be able to catch up with me on Monday as always. And I got up with the kids this morning, so I didn't get to like sleep in necessarily, but at the moment, I'm not feeling too tired. So I am looking forward to getting some diamond painting done for a little bit here and catching up. So like I mentioned, this is the kit A Mermaid's Bath and is from Jada Gem Shop. And I mentioned that it's part of a comparison project I'm working on. And what I'm doing is working on 2 versions of the same artwork from the same shop, but in the 2 different rendering styles that this particular shop has to offer, because they recently started offering a second option of rendering style that they are calling pixel charting. And pixel charted kits from Jada Gem Shop, that phrase just means that the kit has a significant amount of hand charting that's been done to it. And if you're wondering what hand charting is, because I know there's always new friends that are hopping in and joining me here. My cat is losing his mind. Everything's fine. Hand charting. Well, charting in general refers to how an image is translated from its original artwork and into diamond painting form. And do you hear that little chirping in the background of my cat? I think it's because my husband closed the door so that he could take a meeting upstairs. Okay, focusing. Rendering is how, like I said, the original artwork is translated into diamond painting form, and there are a couple of different ways. Well, there's any number of different ways that companies or manufacturers or shops can approach that. There are some companies like I'm trying to think of good examples. A lot of companies that have unlicensed artwork will use pure computer charting, which is just where the artwork is being, put into some kind of computer program, and it's kind of how the computer is reading the artwork and translating that into the various colors that make up the pixels that make up the artwork. And hand charting is the phrase that is typically used when we're talking about a human being that's really going in and spending a lot of time looking at the original artwork and thinking about, okay, these are the colors that make sense. Let's eliminate, unnecessary little color changes here and there. Or there's some colors that are really common to see in kind of pure computer charted kits or computer charting that hasn't been touched up in some way, because that is also a way that some companies will do it, is they'll do an initial run on a kit that's just computer charted, and they'll go back in and do some little touch-ups in certain areas that they see and want to change. But like really heavily computer charted kits, often you'll see bright oranges or bright teals in certain areas, because that's how the computer is reading how to translate a particular color at a particular size. So it's actually really fascinating to me. I am so interested in what that whole process looks like. And yeah, I think it's really, really interesting, actually. So Jada Gem Shop kind of offers 2 really different styles. And when they started offering this pixel charted collection, which just includes a small number of kits at this point, I thought it would be really, really cool to do a comparison. And when I unboxed this kit, a lot of you really agreed and were really interested to see that comparison done. So, and here we are. So I just put up recently a comparison progress check-in video. And so that went up over the weekend recently. Was that? Anyway, maybe late last week, I'm trying to remember. I had pre-scheduled all the videos and filmed them because I had gone out of town, but I still wanted to have, my regular schedule, not going anywhere. But yeah, that was I was excited to do that initial check-in and share with you guys how these kits were coming together and see what you thought. And there were definitely some strong feelings and opinions in the comments, which is totally fine. Everyone's entitled to have their own opinions. I definitely appreciate when people are sort of able to remember that things are subjective. Like, even if you feel like objectively one of the styles is better than the other, there were people in the comments that felt that they preferred the other. And so I guess just a gentle reminder to not, I think it's good to remember not to approach things like this as there is objectively one that is better or something like that, because it's okay to have strong feelings about it, but there are people that do like either style. And so I don't know. I just want people that go and watch these and are watching this sort of series and maybe checking in the comments and go to share their thoughts, to not see someone saying like the style that they prefer. They're going, oh, this is total garbage, and how dare this, be what it is or be sold. And I'm exaggerating, and I'm not gonna really try to actually I'm not gonna go in and police people and how they're talking, but I think it's good to remember to take things as subjective, because personal preferences are subjective. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, it was pretty. It was pretty relaxed in there, and there was definitely a strong preference for the this version, the pixel charted version. A lot of people seem to like the cleaner look of things, and I think that's probably where my personal preference is going to land as well. But there are certain artists that Jada Gem Shop carries that I think I'm going to prefer the computer charted version. Like, I think Martith Arts kits look really nice in they call it the classic or hybrid charted version. I think Cherryuki's kits could look really good that way, though Jada Gem Shop did just release a pixel charted Cherryuki kit that also looks good. So I really, honestly, I like that there are options, because there are people that have different people have different opinions. And so I love that there are offerings for both, because both is good. It's a very, very vague reference. Both is good. Yeah. So anyway, I was glad to be able to do a progress check-in with you guys, because I had already gotten three rows of 7 in, and thought, let's do a check-in. I don't want to basically finish this project and not have done any check-ins along the way. I'll tell you what, though, this comparison project may go on a brief pause, because literally just before starting to film this video, I was unpacking some of my suitcases, and one of the things that I took out was the storage containers that I'm using for the classic or hybrid charted version, and some of the containers came open inside the case, and two of the colors are extremely similar to one another, and it's like 950 and 951, 2 different shades of beige. And there's a lot of them, like a lot. And so I think that I think Jade I'm pretty sure that she has like spill insurance. And I hate to say it, but I'm probably going to like request replacements through that for those 2 colors, because I cannot fathom sorting through those. I think it would take me absolutely forever, because they're so similar. So it's 2 shades of beige, and then 939, which is a dark blue. Like, I can sort out dark blue from beige, that's fine, but two ridiculously similar shades, I just think I would lose my mind. So I think I'm either gonna ask for replacements. What I'll probably do is I'll ask Jade like how long it would take to get replacements for those colors, and depending on what it is, I may just order them myself, since like I don't necessarily want to have to wait if it's like, oh, it has to come from the manufacturer and it's gonna take like 6 to 8 weeks. I'm probably just gonna order replacements myself. But given that I'd like to get working on some more Summer with the Masters kits, I'm okay with tabling this comparison project for a little bit. But since I haven't done this row on this pixel charted version, it's at least I could still work on this one. You have a tab. By the way, apologies for the naked nails. I'd had press-ons on my fingers, on my nails for a couple weeks, and they were looking a little worse for the wear after all of that travel and having been on so long. And I pulled them off last night and just need to give my nails a day or two to breathe. So I've been trying not to give you guys naked nails, but yeah, just they need a chance to breathe today. I've gotten some questions about that recently. I use the Kiss brand. It's specifically their Impress line. And so their press-on nails, they have stickers on the back of them. There's no glue involved. And I find that those are the gentlest on my nails. And they actually just released what they're calling like a new improved adhesive. And often I'm skeptical when companies will change a formula, but I am telling you what, these suckers, whatever the new adhesive is fantastic. They're staying on so long. They like survived 2 days at Great Wolf Lodge, and no, they're good stuff. But yeah, little tangent. So yeah, I enjoyed being able to still continue putting up videos for you guys while I was out of town. I hope you guys enjoyed them. What was I going to say? Oh, I also have my brain going on some other comparison project possibilities. One is specifically Summer with the Masters related. I'm considering doing a comparison project of the same old Masters artwork from 2 different shops that I happen to own both versions of. And that could be really fun, but I'm trying to figure out if that would make me feel too overwhelmed with doing comparison projects in general. I'm not sure. But I've got that on the brain. And there's a couple other kits that I have that, I've done before that have since come out if the artist, changed companies or something. Like, for example, that kit Diana by Maria Abanyal that I have done from Treasure Studios Art, but now Diamond Art Club has that artwork. And I'm interested to maybe do the Diamond Art Club version and compare them. So I guess, yeah, my brain is really going on some possibilities for more comparison projects. I'm loving it. I'm really, really loving it. It's been a lot of fun to be back to that. Summer with the Masters has started. Speaking of Summer with the Masters, and that kicked off already. And I am so happy. I always kind of wonder, like, is this going to be an event that people are going to be interested in doing? Is it going to lose its luster after, so many years of doing it? Is this artwork going to be something that people stop really enjoying doing? But no, within 24 hours, there were over 100 entries on the event sign-up form, which was really, really cool to see. And it made me so happy. Thanks for making me smile, you guys. And it's completely fine if this genre of artwork is not your taste and you're not participating. I'm not at all one of those people that's going to throw a fuss if you're not participating in an event that I'm hosting. I just wanted to say that it made me happy to see that there are people that are still very much interested. A lot of you have posted your projects over in the Diamonds and Emeralds Facebook group, which is not a requirement, just an opportunity to connect on social media. If you like, and it's been fun to see the different projects everyone is working on. I need to post in there. I actually have already finished my first Summer with the Masters project, and more on that later. But yeah, no, it was the Great Wave off. I'm going to mispronounce this, but the artist is Hokusai, and I'm excited to get to share that one with you guys. But I have a lot of other projects sort of in mind and in my stash that I could work on as part of Summer with the Masters. I just have to decide what I want to do. And there's so many possibilities. And yeah, so keep an eye out for, I think June 9th is when the first week, like every other week, bi-weekly video is going to go up over on Anthony's channel. That's my host. His channel is Single and Placing. And so he'll have the first video up on June 9th, and then 2 weeks later, I'll have my video, and so on and so forth. We really do get to partner with some wonderful sponsors, and I'm really thankful for that, and looking forward to the next couple of months of doing the event and seeing this really interesting genre of artwork that people may be working on. It's fun when I see people finding artwork that is, not necessarily the first kinds of artwork or the first artworks you might think of when you think of the old masters, which whatever you work on is wonderful, but there's so many possibilities out there, and it's fun to see the kind of really niche or obscure kinds of things people find, and then I'll get customs of and work on. So yeah, I thought I would also tell you guys a little bit about the diamond painting retreat I went on this past weekend and was a part of the planning committee for. I was out of town over the weekend, like I mentioned, and I talked about in last week's WIP and Chat sort of some of the prep and the lead up and everything that was going into this retreat that I was going on. And I mean, long story short, I had a really, really wonderful time. I am still like really sad that it's over and kind of coming down from that high of being there. And it was so good, and just a really nice chance for me to sort of get away and have a little bit of like self-care time. Sorry, one second, just fixing something. Ooh, hope that didn't mess up the camera. Okay, sorry. Just fixing something with the mic that I use. But it was a really, really nice time. And so I had never been on a diamond painting retreat before. And so, yes, I was involved on a planning committee for one, even though I haven't actually been to one before. But the gals I got to work alongside to put on this retreat were just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Shay is Crafting with Shay, and she was the one who kind of like launched the retreat over on her channel and kind of was spearheading things. And Shay is just truly one of the kindest people that you will ever meet. So if you haven't checked out her YouTube channel, please do. She does live streams on Sunday afternoons, afternoon my time, and is just one of the kindest and most welcoming, and I don't have just so many words. She's one of the best people in this community. So please do go and check her out if you haven't before. So it's Crafting with Shay, and then Kara, the principal painter, who has been to a ton of retreats and is so experienced and is also incredibly sweet. And it was so fun to get to meet her in person. And then, of course, Alyssa, the diamond painting accountant, who, my goodness, I don't know how we would have made it happen without her. She was so organized and so on top of everything, and really just made it happen. So that was our planning committee, and it was very, very relaxed and easy to work together. Not that, like, it was a lot of work to put the actual retreat together, but I just mean the getting to work with them just felt very easy. It was good. We were all working hard and trying to do our part, especially when we were there. But we all got there the day before the retreat actually started. The retreat started on Thursday, like late afternoon, early evening. We got there on Wednesday. I flew in on Wednesday, and we were just getting everything set up, making sure everything was squared away, did a big grocery shopping trip for a few things. We catered in a lot of the meals, the vast majority of the meals. And next year we're really going to try to cater in all of them, because the ones that we did like cook and prep, it just was a lot. And so, but we still wanted to have, like snacks and water and all sorts of things. And I mean, this is the only retreat I've been to. My impression is kind of your mileage may vary as far as how this all looks, but that's just kind of how ours looked. And meals, were provided for everyone. That was kind of part of the retreat cost of a Scoopy drill. And so then everyone else got there on Thursday evening, and we got everyone checked in. And I wasn't sure kind of how it would feel, if it was going to feel at all awkward to be meeting in person. All these people that some of them I didn't know yet, or I, might know their name, but I didn't necessarily like know what they looked like, or, I wasn't totally sure and how that was going to feel, if it was going to feel awkward. And it didn't. It just felt very, very easy. Everyone was super, super kind and just happy to be there. And it felt like a very it felt like a magical group. And so it was a weekend where there was a lot of crafting. Everyone had their own table. And the tables were enormous, though. They were literally like everyone got their own 8-foot table. And wait, was that the right one? Which one had the hole in it? Hold on a second. Because I saw a hole, but maybe, okay. All good. Everyone had their own table, and it had like a power strip on it that you could plug in, and they all had like overhead lights and stuff. I think this facility is often used for other crafts like scrapbooking and stamping and stuff, but it was still totally, set up and everything we needed was there for diamond painting retreat. And so everyone had their own tables. There was this giant crafting room where all 30 tables were. And then there were bedrooms throughout, the first, and there was a second floor too. And each bedroom had, everyone had their own twin size bed. I don't know the last time I slept in a twin size bed, so that was fun. And there were, anywhere from 3 to 5 people in a room, and not like we spent a whole lot of time in there. A lot of us were late night crafting. I mean, I'm on California time, and I was being in Texas, which is 2 hours ahead. I'd stay up till at least 2 because that was only midnight California time, and I didn't really change over fully to Texas time at all. I mostly, I think, stayed on California time, though. I don't know. I did go to bed once around like 1:30, and that would be early for me. Going to bed at 11:30 California time is unheard of for me. I'm very much a night owl. I stay up pretty late. But yeah, there were a lot of us that were staying up late and just crafting our little hearts out. Man, that hot pink there's something about this color that's kind of popping against my eyes on this hot pink background. But yeah, we didn't have a ton of, I guess programming is the word for it. We had debated if we wanted to do like, some breakout sessions or like classes or whatever, and ultimately decided to keep it pretty minimal. Cheryl from DP with Sparklers. Cheryl helps out Tima, the owner, a lot and does a lot of the enhancement sets that they sell. Where you can go over to their website. If you didn't know this, you can do this. They have a whole section that is specific enhancement sets for specific kits, and they've done a ton of these enhancement sets for different kits from different companies. A lot of them are pretty popular, and I think they sometimes maybe take requests, but don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. But they basically figure out where some great places to do enhancement drills would be. Like, this place would be great to add crystals, and this place would be perfect to add some metallics, or here's this perfect spot to swap in a quad cube, a little cube shaped drill that takes up 4 spaces, that sort of thing. And so when you buy the enhancement set, it comes with these suggestions for where to swap these drills in, and comes with the set of drills that you need to do those swaps. It seems like it's quite a time-intensive process, but I love so much that they do it. I keep meaning to pick one out to do with you guys here on my channel, because I don't tend to do enhancements to my kits in general. And when I talk about enhancements, what I mean is adding in special drills that aren't necessarily charted on the canvas. Like, for example, if I was looking at this pattern on the leaves, these are on the curtains. This is kind of a leaf pattern on the curtains, I think. And if I were to go, oh, I think this would look good as crystals. I don't actually think it would look good with crystals, but this is just the artwork I have in front of me. If I decided, oh, I think that this special drill would look better replacing some of this particular part of the image. And so I'd have to decide, okay, which ones do I want to swap out? Do I want to swap out all of like this part of the image, or just one of the colors? It's a lot of work for my brain, and I find that I don't particularly enjoy it, like almost at all. I've done a couple of videos here on my channel where I've done some enhancements myself that I've figured out, but it just feels like to me, it's a little bit of a hurdle to what I actually want to be doing, which is just enjoying diamond painting and the sort of benefits that I feel like I get from diamond painting, like getting to unplug my brain and just kick back and stuff. And so I think that's part of the reason why. But that's why I like the idea of these enhancement sets, where someone has already picked out what to swap in where, and all I have to do is click buy on the set, and I get everything I need, including something telling me where to go and where to put these diamonds, what to swap out, what symbol, and so on and so forth. So I would like to try one of those and share my thoughts on that process with you guys, in case there's those of you out there that maybe don't necessarily enjoy doing your own enhancements like I don't enjoy. But anyway, long story short, circling back around, Cheryl, who helps put these together, was at the retreat as an attendee, and she also did a breakout session on how to do enhancements. And she had so many amazing special drills there from DP with Sparklers, and was talking through all of that. So that was really one of the only sort of class type things that we had. And I know at other retreats they sometimes do more with that sort of thing, but I think we just thought let's give people time to craft and to socialize, and we'll kind of see how it feels this year. And I don't know if we're going to do it another year. We're still kind of, I think, just coming down from the high of doing it this year, and I think thinking about it and what we might do. But yeah, I don't know. I liked having the time to just sort of get some diamond painting done and talk with people. And a lot of these gals I have sort of known just online for years. Some of them I feel like I met online almost 4 years ago, and getting to meet them in person just felt very easy. It was like, oh, hey, yeah, now we're in person instead of just online. And there was lots of laughing, lots of crafting, lots of shenanigans, but it was a wonderful time. I had a really, really nice time. I feel like we all got, like, the committee, we all got some like good butterflies as it was like almost time for people to start arriving. And it was like, oh my gosh, all of this prep and work is leading up to, here we go. People are gonna get here. We're gonna start checking in. All right, let's go. And it was totally worth it. So I know that not everyone has the means or the availability or any number of things to be able to get to a retreat. But if you find that there's an opportunity to, I would suggest considering it. There's a group that continues to grow over on Facebook called Diamond Painting Retreats. And I feel like that's one of the, sorry to smack the phone here. I feel like that is probably the best resource that I would point you to at the moment. I know one of the gals on the committee was talking about doing a video that would kind of walk through what it's like to plan a retreat and the things that you need to keep in mind, because it's not something that you can just throw together by any means. And I thought I had a sort of realistic expectation going into it of the amount of work it was going to be, and it was way, way more than that, even. So I think it's good to kind of keep that in mind. But I still do recommend thinking about it anyway, and kind of doing your research and seeing if it seems like something you'd like to try doing. I don't want to put, let me see, kind of ended up with an awkward number of drills here. So what I worked on crafting wise at the retreat, I worked on and completed this same portion of the artwork that we're working on right now, which is the top row of a mermaid's bath. I completed the top row of a mermaid's bath on the hybrid classic charted version. And as I was finishing up that project, it was kind of coming up on, it was Friday evening, and the retreat was ending on Sunday morning. And I knew it wasn't like you'd have time to craft Sunday morning. It was kind of pack up and go because we have to be out of here by, 10. And so I was like, there's not going to be crafting that's happening Sunday morning. But it's coming up on, Friday evening. I'm finishing up that last section of that Jaded Gem Shop kit, that row. And I thought, okay, well, tomorrow, Saturday, midnight, is going to be June 1st. And how fun would it be to go ahead and start on my summer with a master's project for the year while I'm here? I'd brought it with me. I'd brought the Great Wave and some, containers to kit it up in. And then as I'm my mind is wandering, as I'm finishing up that last section on the Jaded Gem Shop kit, I started to think, that kit, the Great Wave, is actually not that big. Kind of looked at the dimensions for it, and I was like, okay, so it's 40-ish by 60-ish centimeters, and it's a partial. There's a good part of it that doesn't have any diamonds on it. And I went, I wonder if I could start and finish this project before the end of the retreat. And I went, I'm not going to have kids interrupting me. I'll have friends interrupting me, but and I'll have retreat committee things to do. But I was kind of like, I think I might be able to do it. And look, I am the first person to say diamond painting is not a race. You should not risk burning yourself out to push yourself to complete a diamond painting really quickly. And coming to terms with the generally slower speed that I diamond paint at has been a journey for me the past several months, and just being okay with moving a little bit slower. But I just, as soon as the thought came into my brain of, I wonder if I could start and finish this kit all at this retreat, how fun would that be? And so I was kind of a dog with a bone. And the way that I was speed painting, and yes, I finished that kit in almost exactly 24 hours. I still think that it would have gone faster. I would have done even sooner if the static in those diamonds hadn't been out to do me in. The static and diamond dots kits it's really kind of next level. And I'm so torn because I truly do feel like so much of static is climate dependent. Like, I think it has to do with humidity and whatnot. But at the same time, I also go, but why are my diamond dots kits always the most staticky of the bunch? What is it about their process that is, more dry? Like, there's less humidity or something to it, or something in the drills themselves. I'm not totally sure. We were talking about it for a while at the retreat, because I was, let me just throw my pen. Good grief. And at one point I was like, this is just crazy. The dryer sheets felt like they were doing almost nothing. And someone was like, well, do you have like a Q-tip you could dip in alcohol? I said, I have neither of those things. Literally neither. Someone did have Q-tips. And then someone else was like, well, I don't have like, rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol or anything, but I do have this glass of wine. And so, yeah, no, I dipped a Q-tip in this wine and squeezed that liquid out and swirled it around, and wouldn't you know that my boozy drills were then pretty much static free and not sticky. I was just like, I can't believe this is happening. This seems like the kind of thing that will only happen at a diamond painting retreat. But I was like, desperate times and all that. I didn't really want to run out to the store to get like rubbing alcohol or whatever alcohol to do this. It did the trick. I was able to finish kitting up with, minimal frustration after that point. And then there was some color blocking in that kit, but there was also some confetti, and my placement is not exactly something I feel like I'd be proud of, though it's not terrible. I just kind of, as I was multi-placing, just devil or fiend or whatever, I just thought, man, this placement, like, it's not my favorite. If I were going slower, I could be just a little bit more precise, But I finished that kit in almost exactly 24 hours. And that was even with having to go and pick up dinner and do other committee things. I was going so fast. My arm and my hand they were a little sore afterwards, but I was so proud of it. It was such an adrenaline rush, especially getting to the end. And it was so incredibly satisfying. And the sense of I didn't used to diamond paint like this fast, but it wasn't that far off. And it was fun because at the retreat, and I guess this is a tradition at some of the retreats, particularly the ones that are hosted by Marissa, who I think hosted some of the very, very first diamond painting retreats and has really kind of come up with a lot of things that other now retreat hosts kind of can use and be helped by. But there's this cute tradition of that at her retreats, she had a bell that anyone that finished a project at the retreat would ring. And so everyone at the retreat would know, oh, they finished a project, and we could cheer, and then they would take a picture. And so now there's a bunch of pictures of projects that people completed at the retreat, and there were several people that completed projects this one, and yeah, I got to go up and ring that bell, and I felt I was excited to get to do that. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend necessarily trying to diamond paint so intensely like that. Oh, that's a scooped one, isn't it? I would not recommend trying to diamond paint that intensely as a rule, but for a once in a blue moon challenge like this was, I had a lot of fun. I'm really glad that I did it. And yeah, so I will do a post review on that and share that story and anything else I may be forgetting, because I have a little tiny bit of brain fog after just running on a little less sleep than I probably need, and jet lag and stuff. I'm sure there's things I'm not remembering about working on that project, but my memory will be refreshed when I go to do a post review maybe. So yeah, that's how I finished my first summer with a master's kit already. It's starting to finish on June 1st. And yeah, so I got to decide what to work on next. I'd also love to hear from you guys, particularly those of you that didn't necessarily go to the retreat, because I know it can sometimes be, honestly, it can be annoying to hear someone talk about a thing that you didn't go to. And you're like, I don't really care about hearing about this. And some of you are like, oh, this is so fun. Yeah, share about it so I can live vicariously. Wherever you fall, like, I love it for you, and you're not going to hurt my feelings. But I'm considering doing kind of like a small shop haul, but a retreat sponsor edition, because at retreats you often get swag bags. That's what we called ours. And we had a lot of really amazing sponsors and had some really darn cool things that were included in our swag bags. And I didn't know if you guys would be interested in me doing a dedicated video where I just show what came in those swag bags and get the chance to kind of talk about some of these shops that were included. And that there's a number of shops in there that I haven't purchased from before, and it could be fun to get to maybe hear about some other small shops in the community. I don't know. Is that something you guys would be interested in, or is that just going to feel super braggadocious and not so much your jam? You're not going to hurt my feelings. You can tell me very frankly, and I appreciate the honesty. But yeah, I feel like I'm not totally sure if that's something I don't know that I should do or not, and how to best approach it where it's like fun and helpful still. So yeah, that's on the brain. That may be something I could do this week. I actually, while I was involved with, getting sponsors, and I know what's in the swag bags, I actually didn't ever open and go through mine at the retreat. Or just a little bit busy, and I thought, oh, maybe that'll be something fun to go through at home. I just kind of put the whole bag and its contents as is in my suitcase. And so I'm looking forward to breaking into it. And I almost want to get into it just on camera with you guys for the first time. But yeah, no, let me know your thoughts. And if that's something you'd be interested to see, if you're kind of like, meh, do some other videos instead. And I'll take it all into consideration. So yeah. Oh, and the weather was kind of crazy. That was the other thing. This was very minor. And it wasn't at all like something that I was like, oh no, this would stop me from going again. But I live in Southern California. There's very minimal humidity. We get very, very mild and pleasant weather all around. And traveling to Texas, even in May, I just was not 100% prepared for the humidity and heat, even knowing, like, and being told by the Texans that were there and on the committee, like, you guys, it's going to be hot and humid. It was just, I didn't want to go outside. It felt like I was swimming through the air. And I grew up in Ohio. There was humidity in Ohio, especially in the summer, but I've been in California for 14 years. Like, my body is acclimated. And when I got off the plane back here yesterday, I just was like, oh, blessed humidity-free air. It was so nice. But yeah, I can't imagine. I know that there's some retreats that I think happen in the summer and potentially even in Texas. And I just feel like, good thing these retreats are inside, because I'm not going outside. I'm just staying here in the AC. But yeah, that's I think a good recap of the retreat itself, and just the wonderful weekend that it was. It was just several days straight of crafting and getting to just chat and get to know people. Like, it felt didn't feel like people were, sectioning off into groups where people weren't welcome or something. Everyone was just really freely, like, mingling and chatting and cheering each other on. It was like, yeah, very kumbaya and very sweet. But I don't know. It felt like this was so incredibly nice. But yeah, I don't know if it's going to be happening again next year. So I can't tell you like if it's happening or when it would be happening or when registration would open. But best suggestion I would have is to follow Crafting with Shay's channel. And I guess like the retreat Facebook group. Like for diamond painting retreats in general. Yeah, I think those would be my best suggestions for the moment. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry if my chirping cat if you have a pet and that's driving them crazy. It's just the cutest little chirps. I think cats are always forever on the wrong side of a closed door. Then you open the door and they just stand there and look at you and then they walk away like I needed you to know that I'm the boss here and there will be no closed doors here. But as far as, what in the world were my kids up to and my husband up to while I was out of town for 5 days? Because I'm pretty sure I talked about at length in last week's WIP and Chat. I was a little anxious about being away from the kids for 5 days, not because I doubt my husband's capabilities at all, but because 5 days flying solo with young kiddos, especially ones with special needs, it's a lot, and it would be a lot for me. And so they did fantastic. Adam was, he was sending me updates and pictures. They were getting out and about, and he was really trying to make sure that I was able to have a relaxed and enjoyable retreat where I wasn't having to, bug and stuff about stuff. But which it would have been fine if he needed to. But I know Connor had to miss like a couple of days of school because he was sick, and I was a little worried when literally I'm at the airport waiting to board my flight to go to Texas, and Adam was like, yeah, he sends me a text like, yeah, I think I got to keep Connor home from school. And I'm like, oh man, this is not a promising start to the trip. But it all went fine. It all went perfectly fine. Adam had it totally under control. And I was very excited to get to see my husband and my kiddos when I got back. It was very bittersweet to leave the retreat because I was like, this is just so nice. I just want to stay and craft and hang out with people forever. And look at all the diamond painting I'm getting done. But also it's like, I cannot wait to get home and hug Adam and squishy hug my little kiddos and just be with them again. And it was so nice to get to come home to them yesterday and everything. So yep, all told, a weekend that was good for my soul and for my heart, and I just feel very rested and rejuvenated, and it's a good reminder to sort of, in whatever ways that you're able to practice self-care. I know that is sometimes very much a luxury for people that they can't really swing doing, but in whatever ways that you're able to, it can be good for the heart. And I'm really thankful I was able to do that. I don't know if I'll try to get to another retreat again soon. I know there are a lot of other ones that are happening, but, it is a lot to try to be away, and even just like things like trying to film ahead and stuff. It was, I don't know. It would be a lot to try to do more than, maybe once a year. But that just means I'll look forward to it that much more if I'm able to do it again next year. As far as other things that are going on, because I know this has mostly been retreat talk, but the kids are coming up on summer break. It's almost here, and I'm getting excited. I've got Connor all set up with swim lessons, and I'm looking at like some summer camp and those kinds of activities for him that maybe could help him, connect with some friends over the summer and maybe get involved in some extracurriculars that he might enjoy, because we haven't quite found something that feels like it's just the right fit for him that he enjoys. So this summer I'd really love to be able to do some things, especially just sort of getting out of the house in general. I don't want it to just be a summer where we spend the summer just chilling at home the whole time. I mean, not that I'm going to be like pushing it and trying to always be out of the house, but I'd like to find a happy medium between that and last summer. So, but yeah, I'm excited to have them home on summer break and finding some fun things to do. My youngest will have summer school for a bit over a month during the summer, which will kind of help make sure that he doesn't lose, too much progress. He gets a lot of support services through the school district, and my oldest was in summer school for a few years because he was in special ed, and it really does help, and they really like it. They like getting to go and have that kind of structured time and get to see their school friends and stuff. So I'm waiting to hear from the school on busing, because they host summer school at various different sites throughout the district, and it tends to change from year to year. And if it's not your home school, and if it's for special ed, the kids typically qualify for busing. And so I did sign Mike up for that. I think he would really like it, but I am waiting to hear from them on what that's gonna, what time pickup and stuff is gonna be. So we'll see. But yeah, so yay summer. I know it feels like we're kind of some of the last ones that are going to be getting out of school. I feel like almost everyone I've talked to has said that their kids are already out of school for the summer. So we're almost there. We're almost right there with you. Oops, sorry to hit that again. As far as what I've been reading and watching and listening to, reading wise, I've stalled a little bit. I don't think I really listened to any of my audiobook this past week. I wasn't listening to it at the retreat at all. So as far as reading goes, it's mostly kind of been just sort of browsing Archive of Our Own and stuff, which it's a really great nonprofit organization that I've chatted a little bit here before. But yeah, not anything super exciting or anything I can recommend as far as reading goes this week. But I'm hoping to get back to the second from Blood and Ash book maybe this week. I should have listened to some of it on the plane, but I guess I just wasn't really feeling it. I don't know. And then watching, Adam and I watched a couple more episodes of Deep Space Nine last night. I'm excited to get to the end of the show and see how it all ends. But I also am I'm going to be sad when it ends. It's also cracking me up that I'm excited about watching the show that I realize is 25 years old. But I don't know, maybe I think that it holds up really well. And that might just be me. I might just be really enjoying the characters a lot, but I feel like it does. I think it holds up pretty well even 25 years later. And so, yeah, last night when I was I'm way too tired to film a WIP and Chat, but I really wanted to just hang out and relax with Adam. And so I was let's watch Star Trek. I haven't been able to do that in a while. Oh my gosh, this cat. Skip, come here. And so, yeah, we watched a couple episodes of that. And as far as what I'm listening to, I've kind of had some YouTube videos on in the background again. I've been down the rabbit hole still with this YouTube channel that I mentioned last week, where it was the YouTube channels that Jenny Nicholson, I'm blanking on her name just here in this moment, but she's the one that did this 4-hour documentary style video on the Star Wars hotel that really flopped at Disney World, and I found so fascinating. And I just am on this total binge of her content, which I know I'm not the only one that does this, but when you find a new YouTuber or a new style of content and they have just, several videos in their sort of content library, and then I sort by most popular and just scroll through and watch the ones that jump out at me. And it's really good background noise. It's really good listening material while I'm diamond painting. So that's kind of the kick I've been on lately. So yeah, that's kind of my updates on what I've been reading and watching and listening to. How about you guys? Any shows you've really been enjoying or books you've been enjoying reading? I'd be curious to hear. Oh my gosh, that cat. Skip, come here. No, he wants in the room where Adam is, and Adam probably can't get up from his meeting. Okay, anyway, so yeah, let me know if you've been reading or watching anything that you're really enjoying. I'm still waiting on watching Bridgerton. Come here, kitty. I'm waiting on watching the new season of Bridgerton until the whole thing is dropped because I don't want to watch half of it and then have to wait for the other half. So, you know, hopefully that's going to come out soon. Wait, no, I know when it's going to come out. It's sometime this month. But yeah, I'm going to look forward to watching that when it's all out. As far as what's coming this week, videos-wise, I know that I need to do my month in review video because it's after June 1st. We got to talk about May. And then I'll have maybe some unboxings for you this week. Potentially like a retreat sponsor swag bag video if you guys are interested. And what else? Unboxing, month in review, swag video. Maybe a post review. I don't know if I'll do a post review on the Great Wave yet, or if I'll save that to be a Summer with the Masters weekly, like, related video. I'm not sure, but I might, maybe this week could be a good week for that. So yeah, that's kind of what I have in mind for this week, you guys. Thanks for joining me for the WIP and Chat today. And I'm going to go get this uploaded for you guys as quickly as I can so it can still be a Monday video, albeit a little bit later in the day. So yeah, let's see. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, what should we go with? How about some kind of fruit emoji in honor of this cucumber melon? I know cucumber's a vegetable, you know, melon. Some kind of fruit emoji if you made it all the way to the end of this video. And I think I'll leave it at that, you guys. So thanks so much for joining me today. We got almost through this section. I actually need to go grab my bags of kind of refill drills to refill some of my containers because I'm running a little low on some of these colors. But because I couldn't fit all of the drills in the containers, not because the company shorted me at all. I have a bag of, anyway. But yeah, so this is coming together nicely. Just the top left corner. I'm putting down some kind of glimmer drills right now. They look kind of brushing of glitter on the tops of them. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great week. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you were working on. And feel free to subscribe. That's right. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you made it all the way to this video, I have a feeling that you might like it here. So I do a lot of, I try to do these weekly WIP and Chats. I do a variety of unboxings and reviews and, sometimes tutorials and other fun videos. So I'd definitely love to have you as part of the community if that sounds like something you'd enjoy. Okay, you guys, have a day and a week that is as fantastic as you are. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.